On this episode of Road Rebel, we try to make this Ramcharger run again. Yeah. I'm glad. I bought the cheapest Dodge Ramcharger in Europe for only 500 bucks off of Facebook Marketplace. So this Ramcharger has been sitting for over 20 years and a pine tree has grown through it. We got a 360 small block Mopar, 727 transmission, transfer case, and a big Chrysler 9.25 inch rear end, so a 9.25 rear end. Does it have a shirker? I don't know, hopefully it does, so we can do the The intake is sitting loose on the engine right now, so we're gonna take that off to see if we have like water inside the whole engine, what shape the engine is in. We're gonna try to pull a spark plug. We're gonna see if the engine even cranks, and after that, we're gonna put some juice to it, and we're just gonna let it rip. Okay, so first thing is we gotta check the oil real quick, or if there is any oil. That looks like rusty water. So yeah, that's not so good. I'm pretty sure we're gonna have to drain this thing and put some prop oil in it before we actually start it, because we kind of want to save on this engine, you know what I mean? But first we're gonna take the intake and stuff off and see what shape we're in. If this thing is completely locked up solid with rust and stuff, then we don't care. So this engine is very corroded, as you can see. Everything's like aluminum powder. My eyes again. Ta-da! What the hell is this alien looking thing? It's the Brisk 20 race car. Wow, that's pretty clean. Got the whole intake valley cleaned up with a vacuum cleaner, and now we're gonna try to lift this thing without spilling too much pine needles and stuff into it. Hopefully. We're stuck on a wire. There we go. Oh. We got the aluminum. Somebody definitely trusted in silicone. Look at this. That's a big old piece. This would be the right time to do a little bit of cam dance, you know, because it's right here, so you can do the, I don't know, horse sounds. We cleaned this out with a vacuum cleaner, high pressure air, a little bit of WD-40 in the 40th try. And by the way, one thing we found out here, look at this. Can you see this? There's a space down here. The push rod is all loose. Classic Mopar problem. We got a push rod through the rock arm. The push rod is not bent, so I think it just like punched through the rock arm, and yeah. We're gonna run this thing on 7.5 cylinders. Let's see if it even starts over. Need a little bit of togglization in this situation, so we're just gonna crank this thing up to 5 million pound, whatever. Oh dude, we bought a clunger. We need more torque. So when there's not room to crank over the engine, just disassemble the front end. So we got all the spark plugs out, and this thing is not rotating. I cut the alternator belt because this could have been seized, but it's not. And these belts are moving, as you can see. So we're gonna pour in some fluid in all the cylinders now, let it marinate a little bit. Hope for the best, I guess. I mean, it could be valve train because the inside of the runners are really damn rotted and stuff, so valves might not want to move. But I think we are looking at cylinder stuff here. I don't know. It's tight. The engine is trying to fire. The engine is trying to fire. ATF. It's it helps things loosen. That was the word I was looking for. We're gonna just feed it right through the freaking throat hole in this thing. You know what I mean? I've been bouncing on the stick like this. Just look at the rod, will you? That sounded worse. Look at the shaft. Look, it's turning for fuck's sake. Nope. So we figured out the problem. We worked this thing back and forth for like 45 minutes, maybe an hour, whatever. And finally I figured out that cylinder 1 and 2 over here, they have 2 hanging valves or whatever. So we hammered those down so the cam didn't have to lift them or whatever. And suddenly, so this thing has kind of like a bottom end sound already just cranking over. I don't know if you could hear it on video. We're gonna have a look. So this thing has to go out of this car anyway to go into another car that will happen in the future. So that's a future episode or whatever. We're gonna tear this thing apart right now in the frame because we gotta tear it apart anyway. And then we can just easily just hook a chain to the block and then swing this thing out of here.
What is the culprit?
That's how it got rusty inside, by the way. Somebody just walked by it and spit. So it wasn't long before suddenly the sun went away and we got hit by a hailstorm. So we quickly improvised and got the ram charger up on a pallet jack to push it inside the shop. So right now there's a hailstorm going on, so we're quickly moving this thing in. Quickly. I think we're 30 minutes in. This thing is locked up, doesn't want to roll. We got a pallet lifter thing going on in the front right now. Leaky tires and stuff. We just want to get this thing in so we can put it on a lift and then work on it to get the engine out. Because we're pulling the engine is locked up and it's just looking bad inside of it. So we'd rather want to take it out and take it apart. Sunshine! We're going to push this car back outside and work in the sun. Oh! Well, boys, we lost the wheel on this jack. Fine. Yep. And that, guys, is how you move a 2-ton ram charger. A pallet lifter, sacrificing an entire jack worth of like 500 bucks. Great. And then hopefully we can get this thing on a lift. Woo. Hot dog. That's what I eat. It's not a hassle if you lift in the shackle. That's what my grandpa always said. Always, I don't know, he's dead anyway. So a big part of me feels like this will go wrong. The other 70% of me is made out of water. So I don't know.
What's going on down here? Oh!
We are officially out on Bloody Mary. Hey, quit it, will you? So, fellas, the only thing we gotta do underneath this rig is get the service cover off so we can get the converter bolts, and then we're pretty much just gonna... Then we're gonna do some yanking. Sound of a 360 Boss Hoss. So when the top converter bolts out, we are ready to pull this thing. So I don't know, we're gonna pop a chain on it or something, and hopefully the engine mounts are gonna, I guess, raise up of the frame somehow. Bring her in! We are rigging up the engine right now. And the easiest way to do it is just like this. I mean, it makes sense. You're up here, you can see everything going on. The other guy can walk underneath and see if we're missing anything. And I think this engine crane has plenty of a travel lift, so that's fine. Yeah, that's maxed out. Gotta send her! Give her a little help, bud! Yeah, there you go. Now she's loose. You just know that's gonna happen, and it happens every time. That's some clean coolant though. That's nice. Now we will perform a drop test right on the Edelbrock breather. So, we got the engine on the engine stand finger Reno, and I'm standing here with a cardboard box. There is nothing better than cardboard to lay a wrench on or put underneath an engine. Here you go, Workspace 101. So we got the 360 small block out of the truck, and it was finally time to tear this thing apart and see why this thing could not turn a full revolution. So the first stop is taking off the cylinder heads and see if there's anything down the bars or the pistons that is holding this thing from going around a full 360-degree turn. So let's pop the heads off and see if we can make this thing go from not turning to burning. Oil? Sure. So honestly, the cylinders don't look half bad, but what the hell is that? So, we just got the cylinders off, took the lifters out, and I have loosened all the water pump, accessories, power steering, fuel pump and stuff so we can pull that off. Damage assessment real quick. It actually looks pretty decent. So one thing you can see right here, for one, the cylinders itself actually looks pretty okay. We're definitely gonna have to hone them and do something. And also, if you look down here in the piston, it says 0.30. So this is a 0.30 over engine, bought 30 over. So, how you want your engine to look when you take it apart? This is not it. This over here pretty much looked like a guy who had a bad Taco Tuesday, because there's some red stuff in it. So we got a ring of fire, you know what I mean? So, take a look at the heads. They look pretty nice. After draining about 5 to 14.5 liters of water out of this thing, this pretty big oil pan by the way, and lift off, we got the windage tray. It's a race engine. Oh, looky there. That's variable valve timing. What a treat. So guys, we just got the windage tray off, and we are now removing the pistons, and it takes a little bit of force to get them out, but that's how it goes. To show you guys the bearings real quick, they have lost all their tension. If you ever pulled an engine apart, you know the bearings have like tension or whatever, so they snap into the main bearings and rod bearings and stuff. They don't got that, they just fall out, and there's a little bit of copper showing, so they are definitely, we definitely need to change them. The crank itself actually looks real damn nice, so I don't think I'm gonna do anything to that. Maybe a slight polish with some fine sandpaper for that. Also, this is probably one of the most messiest engine jobs I've ever done. We are literally walking around in 360 small block mod over here. So we just got done tearing down the 360 small block Mopar here. So damage assessment after tearing it down. We are looking at definitely having to do a lot of honing because we got some surface rust on all the cylinders. The heads are probably the worst deal about this whole thing because we got valves hanging open, we got valve seats with serious rust in them, and in general they're just pretty damn rusty because they've been sitting with no carburetor for 10 years. We're not gonna have the whole block decked, we're not gonna have every cylinder bought up with new piston stuff. This is gonna be a budget rebuild for like 500, 700 bucks, and this thing is gonna rip with a little RV cam in it and some headers we got off for the Ram Charger, and it's gonna drive. So if you guys want to see this engine getting put back into the Ram Charger and see if we can make the Ram Charger drive around, then let me know down below in the comments. We have some serious work ahead of us, and because I'm located in Europe, it's gonna take me probably 2 weeks to actually have the parts here. So sadly, we're gonna have to cut this episode short. Hey, wanna see another episode of Road Rebel? Hit this video right here and see how we bring back an old big block Mopar to life instead of a small block. It went a little better than this video.